Long-distance people carrier Intercape secured a victory in the Makhanda High Court this week in its battle to force authorities to address what it terms a campaign of terror acts directed at the company and at its operations. Intercape says it's opened 137 cases over bus attacks in the Eastern Cape and that the SAPS has made no arrests in those cases. The company is putting pressure on Police Minister Bheki Cele to act and is also calling for the President to appoint a new Transport Minister to bring order, stability and accountability to the sector. Intercape CEO Johann Ferreira joins us now. Johann, good evening to you and welcome to the program.
Good evening, Aman.
Share with us some of the incidents your buses have been victim to.
Sorry, can you just repeat the question?
Share some of the incidents that the buses and indeed your clients have been victim to.
Yeah, Iman, like I stated previously, this is not a new issue. This issue derives from 2015. And in the beginning years, it was threats and threats of violence. And then in 2019, it really turned violent when individuals started to stone the coaches, specifically in the Eastern Cape, and then it spread to the Western Cape, and then there were shootings, and there was in fact a driver, Bheki Cele, killed last year in front of our Cape Town depot in Cape Town at the airport international area. So it's a terror that's been raging against the intercity bus operators, not only Intercape, but all of the bus operators, the long-distance bus operators in South Africa, the interprovincial bus operators.
Yeah. For you as Intercape, this victory has some history because you went to court first in September last year. You wanted that order forcing the Minister and the MEC for Transport to put the safety measures in place for long-distance bus drivers, as you say, not just your company, but other companies as well in the Eastern Cape. The court agreed, and then the order was given for an urgent plan of action to be drafted. The Transport Minister, Bheki Cele, appealed that, but after a few developments, we now have what we have, which is that it's been dismissed with costs. Are you satisfied with the court order?
Yes, Iman, we are more than satisfied. I think justice has been served. There's now a third round for Bheki Cele that is lost hands down with cost. And I have to say, you know, this is the taxpayers' money that gets wasted. I think it would have been a different story if Bheki Cele had to pay from his pocket. He would have thought twice the first time around when we interdicted him to act in the interest of the traveling public. After all, he is the national fiduciary and constitutional responsibilities towards his portfolio. But clearly, it had to take a judge 3 times to lecture and school him in what he should have known right from the outset.
Let's talk about what Judge John Smith said, and he's quoted as saying the minister's resistance to cooperate with the provincial authorities is rather surprising. Mbalula will, of course, be expected to take up his full-time role as the ANC's SG in Johannesburg. But in any case, you wanted him out, saying that you don't think he's a competent transport minister. How much, if you can share a little more, did his actions or inaction affect this problem? Again, pertaining not only to you, but other long-distance bus operators.
Well, once again, I must say that this issue has been at his door for years now. And for years, he's been either ignoring it or he's done very little to resolve the issue, thus creating a very fertile ground for the road taxi operators to carry out their attacks on the intercity operators. I can only believe that he's either ignorant or he's very sympathetic towards the taxi associations and the taxi operators of South Africa. And so does he not want to fall in disrepute with the taxi operators? Is it better for him to risk the life of general traveling public than to go against the grain of mafia tactics? So yes, no, he has definitely let South Africans down very bad. he's got a lot to say about incompetency, where he's just been proved by court 3 times of
Johann, we're going to have to leave it there. And I'm sorry to interject you. And I really did also want to ask you what this court order emboldens you to do with regard to the police minister, whose hand you want to force in a similar way that you're forcing the transport minister's hand now on this issue to do something. But sadly, the line is just too bad. So we're going to leave it there with Intercape CEO Johann Ferreira.